I mean, like I said this on Twitter. This tweet kind of went viral in the Hex community where I said, just to clarify, $2. I think like the low end for the high on Hex, I think is like $2. That's more of a conservative one. Where things kind of lined up exactly how I think we're probably hit like that $5.56, 56 or 65 cent hex. That's the 100,000 X right there. And then if everything in the world went perfect and stuff like that, exchange listings, movie came out. I mean, influencers started talking about it. I mean, PulseChain's working flawlessly. We're the second biggest L1. We're basically the second or the third biggest in market cap and stuff. Because if they put us on the market cap sites, they're going to mess with our supply a little bit. I know they are, right? But if that's to our benefit actually. So if they ever mess with our supply and make us look lower in market cap, that makes us look cheap. That's good.
Well, just to clarify too, when I say sell, that could be borrow, that could be, lock up and get liquidity from, get liquidity from in some way. If someone asks me like, when are you out? When are you getting out of Hex, PulseChain and stuff? I mean, even just forget about Hex because that's easy to lock yourself into for a long time.
Right.
You
That's
may want to do that,
yeah.
generational wealth. But for PulseChain and PulseX, it's like, okay, I know there'll be some locking type products, probably community built ones and stuff like that. But like, I could never see being all the way out because again, why would you sell your money printers? Why
Because
would you sell your generational wealth?
because you believe in it. There's a lot of people that get into no. There is a distinction here. That you like. I believe in Hex. I believe in a lot of these other tokens in here, so I won't be selling all my coins. But there is a case to say, like for Hex, right? I mean, I have a lot of stakes, so a lot of majority of my Hex are still staked out, and I keep grabbing new ones and then putting them out longer and stuff. So, um, I think originally, my lockup was like 4 years or something like five. No, it may have been 6 years, and it's a 9 or so. That's just normal. That's what's going to happen with a lot of people. But I'm really digging in the memory banks here. I'm trying to remember what was my original lock, like what was the average, but I think it was like 5 or 6 years back because like Richard kind of messed up a lot of guys back in the day. He told us like, I don't see much of the point of going out 15 years. 1 to 10 years is totally okay because that's where the bonus maxes out. And I was like, all right, yes sir, all right. And then later on, 6 or 8 months later into Hex, he's like, you know what? I think going out to 15 is not a terrible idea. Like son of a bitch.
Yeah. I remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
So the two main points on that is, you probably never get that T-share rate again,
Right.
and you collect the emergency and stake fees for another 5 years. I think that's the two reasons why you would do 5 years extra.
Yeah. Like chaotic creations FX, you were late coin. That's how I got sucked into this whole thing because RG didn't want to stream alone. Yeah. Basically, shout out to you, man. When you come to Vegas, dude, I want to get you in the studio, man. uh that's another Hex OG right there. Like Johnny Chaos is a great guy, man.
Shout out to Dr. Chaos.
Yes, man. I got to meet him. I got to meet him finally in person. I think at the I think we're doing some sort of a mansion party somewhere in like PulseCon. I can't remember whose party it was though. But
These Hexicans like mansions for some reason. Are Hexicans rich? Is that what's going on?
BitBoy says, "Hey, you make a couple $1 million. I'd like it too." Shout out to BitBoy, man.
And hey, that was one of the vintage clips that I released recently too about BitBoy getting $369 of Hex and it turning into be like 30K or something. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, definitely. And then I think he would have made more, but he sold it. If I remember correctly. Yeah, he sold it a little early, but he's still like, wow, this turned into a lot of free money. Holy crap! I mean, we're turning people around. I mean, let's be for real. Like I know the Hexagons got a lot of cash, but let's be for real. It was like all this money that was sacrificed. It wasn't all just Hexagons. Like a lot of people missed the ride on Hex because of like how they felt or whatever, right? They read a book by its cover. For this, it's a lot easier for people to understand an L1. Oh, L1 go burr. Oh, I should get into that. Like, oh, and then a lot of these guys have probably, even with malicious thoughts, are like, all these dumb Hexicans and shit. I'll buy their little shit coin cheap right now and I'll dump it on their fucking loser heads and shit. Ha 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 ha. I mean, that's literally how a lot of these guys think, and hey, thank you for the better. I will say this though: whoever is running the SAC wallet made about, I think my calculations were $8 million from converting stable coins and stuff. But hey, some people are saying like 16, 18 million. But I think they were turning Tether into DAI and then it repegged. Shing.
Dude.
Made some money there. So we have an extra $8 million of extra liquidity at least for the I would say liquidity pools and all that stuff. We're just supporting the ecosystem, which is awesome. But
Well, that's what I was gonna say too. Like the people or the whoever runs these wallets that haven't moved. Apparently, they don't need it to pay devs or anything. They're just sitting there. We don't know what's going to happen with it yet, but what I guess what do you think in the next year or 2 years we'll see moves by the OA or the wallet trustees or whatever you want to like all
Mm.
those different entities are the same or whatever it is, making moves like because they're benevolent whales, they're here to help. They're Hexagon's best friend, PulseChain's best friend, all that. What could they do like that wouldn't that would still give them that like kind of integrity thing of never dumping and all that stuff. What do you see happening?
Right. So I think at some point we will get some allocation. There's probably going to be some OTC deals to probably get very larger players at some point. I would imagine, right? I know that they're working right now on a hex kind of grayscale fund, basically, and I think that's going to be pretty useful to keep to get. It's all locked up 555 stakes or so. They may end up doing 10-year stakes. I'm not sure, but like I'll have to really like dig in with them. But I think it's all 15-year stakes. I think that's going to be an important issue, important thing right there. And actually, that's going to be a really interesting sort of place because I think they'll mostly be grabbing either OTC, so some larger players who are trying to dump and stuff like it will take off that selling pressure. Hopefully, there's always an asshole who's going to sell in the market, just market sell, not even stagger it out
Yeah.
or LP it or whatever the hell to get liquidity and stuff. But there's gonna be some bigger players because as this stuff gets larger and larger and larger, right? In the price and stuff, it would be cool to have these kind of places. I mean, like even though I don't recommend that exchange, what's called MEXC or
Yeah.
the first real exchange in a long time to actually list Hex, is doing very well. They're doing a lot of purchases in there and stuff like that. I'm not sure if they're market buying right now, but I'm pretty sure there's probably somebody set up there just putting their hex in there and people are buying it and stuff. So that's an interesting
Yeah.
one. Once you have these exchanges and stuff, like exchanges will probably make like private deals with people. Just be like, hey, you can get supply here, so you don't get wicked out. Just give me a stable price, and then they're selling it or trading it there, and then it has much less of a negative effect on the market and stuff. Just taking that selling pressure away is incredible. Or if not, if they're just going on the open market, even better, even better. It's like, oh crap,
Yeah.
Coinbase is out of hex and stuff. Time to go buy $5 million on the open market. Brrr.
Yeah.
And then yeah, they go sell it on their exchange and stuff. So obviously, I don't think they'll do that craziness, but like at some point, I mean, it's not impossible. Like we will have exchange listings. I think more towards the tail end of the cycle. So I think in like late 20, like maybe like quarter 1, quarter 2 of 2025, we'll start seeing a lot of exchange listings. Um, we'll start getting kind of like the B list, C list players probably at the middle of 24 to like late 24 and stuff. So we'll have a little like dominoes fall, and then we'll actually get one major player probably because I don't think we're going to get all of them, but we may get
Yeah.
one major, maybe a Kraken or something. We'll decide, let's get this shit cracking.
Get